If she chooses another man, let her go. Here's why you win. Practical Stoicism for daily life. If she chooses another man, let her go. Here's why you win. Modern Stoic. Love is not about possession. Love is about appreciation. Osho. What if I told you that the end of this relationship is actually the beginning of your true strength? That the pain you feel right now isn't a sign of defeat, but the foundation of your rebirth? Too many men crumble when a woman chooses another. They let their minds spin in circles, obsessing over what went wrong, questioning their worth, and searching for answers that may never come. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-pity, but a Stoic man doesn't fall. He doesn't chase. He doesn't beg. He stands firm because he understands something profound. Her choice to leave was not a reflection of you. It was a reflection of her own path. The truth is, when she walked away, the power shifted. You now have a choice. Remain broken, clinging to the past, or rise, stronger than before. This is your moment to decide what kind of man you will be. Will you let this define you, or will you use this as the forge to become the man you are meant to be? The Stoic path is not one of weakness or attachment. It's the path of emotional mastery, of walking with your head high and your heart steady. The man who lets go is the man who wins, because true strength doesn't come from holding on to what was. It comes from the courage to move forward. When you rise, not only will you become a man who cannot be shaken, but you will also become the man she regrets leaving behind, the one who understands his worth, no matter what she chooses. If you're ready to unlock your full potential, to master your emotions and reclaim your power, stay with me. This journey will transform you. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications because the wisdom I'm about to share will change everything. A Stoic man sees the truth. Number 1. The illusion of love. Love, it feels real, doesn't it? The way she smiled at you, the way she held your hand, the way she whispered promises in the dark. It all felt like forever. But here's the truth. What you thought was love was an illusion, a mirage crafted by your emotions, by your own mind. And now that she's gone, you're left with the harsh realization that love, in its rawest form, is never as pure as it seems. Most men build their world around a woman. They invest everything, time, energy, emotion, believing that she will always feel the same way. But feelings are temporary. They shift like the tide, unpredictable and uncontrollable. One moment she swears she loves you. The next she's in another man's arms, acting as if you never existed. And you stand there, broken, asking yourself, how could she move on so easily? The answer is simple. She never saw love the way you did. Men love with loyalty, with logic, with a sense of permanence. They see a woman as their partner, their future, their everything. But women? Women love based on how they feel in the moment. They are driven by emotions, by excitement, by the constant need for stimulation. And when the rush of newness fades, when the emotional high of the relationship settles into routine, she starts looking elsewhere. Not because you did something wrong, not because you weren't enough, but because she was never yours to keep. This is the illusion, the idea that love is unbreakable, that devotion is forever, that she will stand by you no matter what. It's a fairy tale, a fantasy men are sold from the time they're young. But the Stoic man? He sees reality. He understands that everything in life is fleeting, including love. He doesn't beg for permanence in a world where everything is temporary. Instead, he embraces detachment, When a woman chooses another man, most men spiral. They become desperate, trying to prove their worth, trying to remind her of the moments they shared. They text, they call, they plead, but all they're doing is proving their weakness. Because the moment you seek validation from the one who left, you tell her, "You have power over me." A Stoic man never gives away his power. He doesn't try to win her back. He doesn't chase someone who has already made her choice. Instead, he steps back, lets her go, and understands a fundamental truth. She was never his possession to lose, and that's where true strength is found. When you stop seeing love as something to be owned, something to be kept at all costs, you free yourself from the chains of heartbreak. You become untouchable, because the man who cannot be broken by love is the man who commands respect. The man who does not chase is the man who is chased, and the man who does not need her is the man she regrets losing the most. Now it's time for you to embrace this mindset, to stop seeing her as your loss, and start seeing her as your lesson. You weren't defeated, you were freed. The illusion has been shattered, and now you can finally see. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. A Stoic man sees through illusion. Number 2. Control your emotions. Control your life. A man's greatest strength lies not in how he loves, but in how he controls himself when faced with loss. She expects you to crumble, to be lost in a storm of emotions, reaching out, searching for closure, hoping for a second chance. She expects you to be weak, to react, to break under the weight of your own heartbreak, and that is exactly why you won't. Because the moment you let your emotions dictate your actions, you surrender your power. A man ruled by his emotions is a man without control. He calls late at night, seeking the comfort of a familiar voice. He stalks her social media, desperate to find signs of regret. He lets sorrow consume him, drowning in self-pity, as if his happiness was ever dependent on another person. But a man who follows the blessing of Stoicism knows better. He understands that true control lies in mastering his emotions. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think about what happens when you let emotions take over. You become reckless, impulsive. You make choices out of desperation, not wisdom. Every text, every call, every moment of weakness gives her more power over you. And when she realizes she still controls your emotions, she won't regret leaving. Instead, she'll feel validated in her choice. This is why Stoic lessons teach us that discipline is the key to freedom. A Stoic man doesn't suppress emotions. He masters them. He acknowledges the pain but does not let it consume him. He steps back, breathes, and chooses his response with clarity. Strength is not the absence of feeling, but the ability to remain unshaken by it. Imagine your emotions as fire. A weak man lets that fire consume him, burning through his dignity, turning pain into destructive actions. But a man who understands Stoicism wields the fire as a tool. He harnesses it as fuel to forge himself into someone greater, someone stronger. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the mindset of a man who wins, not by chasing, but by becoming indifferent to the outcome. The moment you stop reacting, the moment you stop seeking validation, the moment you let go of the need to be chosen, you win. Because the man who is in control of himself is in control of everything. And here's the paradox. When she sees you unaffected, when she sees that you did not spiral, did not beg, did not fall apart, doubt creeps in. She starts to wonder if she made the right choice. She begins to question your value, realizing too late what she walked away from. Women are drawn to strength, to the unknown, to the man who does not falter. The moment she senses she no longer has control over your emotions is the moment she realizes she may never have truly understood you at all. This is why you must master yourself, not for her, not to make her regret, but because your power lies in your ability to remain unshaken. Do not react. Do not chase. Do not give her the satisfaction of knowing she had power over you. Instead, step back. Breathe. Take control. You are no longer the man who begs for love, no longer the man who seeks reassurance. You are the man who stands firm, who walks away without hesitation, who remains unmoved by chaos. A true Stoic understands that peace is found not in controlling others, but in mastering himself. As Seneca wisely put it, "He who is brave is free." Now ask yourself, are you in control, or are you controlled? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Strength is in control, not reaction. Number 3. The power of walking away. Walking away isn't losing, it's winning. Because the moment you walk away, you reclaim your value. In doing so, you show your strength, not weakness. The moment you remove yourself from a situation, you create a void that makes her feel the weight of your absence, a reality she may not have considered when she chose to walk away first. Many men fall into the trap of clinging to a relationship after it starts to slip away. They beg, plead, and try to convince the woman to stay, often through emotional messages or long paragraphs expressing their love. But here's the harsh truth. She already knew. She knew your feelings for her. She knew the pain her departure would cause you. And yet, she still made the choice to leave. It's now your turn to choose. Will you continue to degrade yourself by begging someone who has already let you go? Or will you adopt the mindset of a Stoic man? A man who walks away with confidence, knowing his value. A man of strength doesn't beg for love that's already been withdrawn. He simply removes himself without hesitation, without explanation, and without regret. The Stoic principle of emotional detachment teaches us that true strength lies in knowing our worth and maintaining composure, even in the face of rejection. Weak men cling, try to fix what's broken, and beg for a love that's no longer there. But the Stoic man understands that his worth is not for sale, and he will never degrade himself for someone's attention. Instead, he walks away with dignity, showing that his value is not dependent on the whims of others. When you walk away, she will start to feel your absence. She may question why you didn't fight for her, why you didn't beg, and wonder if she ever really mattered to you. This is the paradox. The moment you walk away, you reclaim your power. People only value what they fear losing, and as long as you're around, available, or waiting for another chance, they know they still have you. But when you leave for good, that's when the regret sets in. Most women don't regret losing a man immediately. It's only when they see you moving on, thriving, and becoming a better version of yourself that the regret creeps in. They'll regret it when they realize you are no longer available, when they see you unbothered, living a better life, and no longer seeking their approval. This is why walking away is the ultimate power move. It's not about playing games or making her miss you. It's about adopting the mindset that a king never begs. A king does not plead for someone to stay in his kingdom. He lets those who wish to leave, leave. When you start to embody this philosophy, you will notice a shift in your energy. You will no longer be the man who pleads for love, but the man who is worthy of it. True value is found in detachment and self-assurance, not desperation. The one who walks away first is the one who wins, and now you are that man. So if you find yourself in a similar situation, remember, let go, stand tall, and never beg for what doesn't belong in your life. Share your thoughts in the comments below. How do you handle situations where walking away seems like the best option? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Stoic life lessons that will help you build the life you deserve. Number 4. Silence is your greatest weapon. In life, particularly in relationships, there are moments that call for strength, wisdom, and stoic resolve. One of the most powerful lessons we can learn, especially when a woman chooses another man over you, is that silence is your greatest weapon. As a man, your response to her departure speaks volumes, not through words, but through the power of your absence. When a woman walks away, she expects a reaction: anger, sadness, pleading, desperate attempts to convince her of your worth. However, a modern Stoic man understands the profound strength of silence. The words that often flood a man's mind, seeking clarity or closure, only serve to show weakness and to remind her that she still holds power over him. Instead, by remaining silent, you remove that power. This isn't just about not responding. It's about reclaiming control and turning the tables. Silence forces her to sit with the decision she's made. It plants a seed of doubt in her mind. Did I make the right choice? Does he not care anymore? Why hasn't he tried to reach out? These questions echo in her thoughts, creating space for uncertainty. The power of silence isn't just psychological. It's also about self-preservation. When you choose silence, you remove the emotional distractions that would otherwise drain you. You stop waiting for a message, stop hoping for a response, and stop pleading for a final conversation. Instead, you redirect that energy into your growth, into your goals, your discipline, and your evolution. Silence allows you to thrive in the face of abandonment, to build a life that doesn't depend on anyone else's approval or affection. It strengthens your resolve and reaffirms your value. Most women may not feel the loss immediately. At first, they are certain of their decision, but as time passes, days, weeks, or months, the absence of your presence becomes more palpable. The regret starts to creep in. She may test the waters with a text, a casual "hey," or a random excuse to reach out. But this is a moment of decision for the Stoic man. A response would only serve her ego, keeping her in control. The Stoic man understands that his time, energy, and presence are privileges, not entitlements. Once she chose another man, she forfeited them. And by responding, you would be undermining your own value. This is where you must stand firm in your silence. As the great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The silence you practice is not a passive retreat. It is the active choice to maintain your dignity and sovereignty. It teaches her what she lost, something rare, something valuable. And when she realizes that you've moved forward without her, that's when the regret begins to settle in. She will never forget the man who could walk away without a second glance, the man who didn't beg or plead, but stood strong in his own value. So, take this wisdom to heart, and the next time you face a woman's departure, let silence be your response. Walk away with dignity, knowing that in the silence, you are not just surviving, you are thriving. And as a modern Stoic, you will win in the end. Silence speaks louder than words, and the woman who walked away will never forget the man who understood his worth. What are your thoughts on this? Share them in the comments below. And remember, in a world full of noise, silence has the loudest voice. Number 5. Level up and become unreachable. The greatest revenge is not anger. It's not proving her wrong. It's not even making her miss you. The greatest revenge is becoming the man she can no longer have. A man so evolved, so powerful, so untouchable, that even if she wanted to come back, she wouldn't even be in your league anymore. Most men sit in their pain. They waste time overanalyzing what went wrong, obsessing over the past, stuck in a cycle of regret. But a Stoic man? He doesn't waste a single second. He channels every ounce of that pain into building himself. He doesn't just move on, he levels up. This is where you separate yourself from 99% of men. While she expects you to be broken, you are transforming. You are becoming. While she's out there seeking validation from another man, you are creating a version of yourself that she will never have access to again. This is the moment you shift your mindset. Every gym session, every book you read, every dollar you make, it's not about proving anything to her. It's about proving something to yourself, that you were always the prize, that you never needed her in the first place, that she was simply a chapter in your story, not the entire book. When a man fully commits to self-improvement, he becomes unreachable. He becomes rare. And women chase what is rare. They don't regret losing a man who stays the same. They regret losing a man who evolves beyond them. Picture this. Months from now, you're in the best shape of your life. Your mind is sharp. Your money is right. Your energy is different. You walk into a room and people feel your presence. You no longer seek validation. You command it. And when she sees this version of you, the regret hits her like a storm. She will wonder why she left. She will wonder if she misjudged you. She will wonder if she made the wrong choice. Because the man she left is not the man she sees now. And the cruel reality? She can't have him back. You are no longer available. You are no longer sitting in the past, waiting for closure. You have leveled up beyond her reach. And now, you are the one who decides who is worthy of your time, your energy, your presence. This is what it means to be truly powerful. It's not about getting her back. It's about becoming the man that makes every woman regret ever walking away. And once you reach that level, you won't even care about her regret anymore. So stop thinking about her. Stop checking her social media. Stop waiting for a sign that she misses you. Instead, take every moment of pain and turn it into fuel. Get in the gym. Build your empire. Sharpen your mind. Because the man who becomes untouchable wins. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. Evolve so she no longer fits your world. Number 6. Dark psychology. Reverse the power dynamic. When a woman chooses another man, it can be painful. But the true path to personal growth lies in recognizing that your peace and strength come from within, not from external validation. When she walks away, assuming she holds all the power, she may think you've been left behind, consumed with thoughts of her. But what if you flipped the script? What if you let go and let her walk? The power dynamic shifts the moment you become indifferent. And it's not about manipulation or playing games. It's about mastering detachment. A Stoic man understands this deeply. He doesn't chase, doesn't try to convince her, doesn't create jealousy, or remain relevant in her mind. All of these attempts to win her back are born from attachment, and attachment is weakness. Instead, he vanishes, not from spite or to provoke a reaction, but because his happiness, his life, his purpose are no longer tied to her. This indifference is magnetic. As soon as you stop caring, she starts questioning. Why hasn't he reached out? Has he moved on? Did she ever have control over him in the first place? This uncertainty shakes her confidence and triggers a process of regret. It's a law of nature. Women are drawn to what they can't control. The moment she realizes she's losing her grip on you, her mind begins to spiral. The truth is, she doesn't want you back because she suddenly recognizes your worth, but because she realizes she no longer holds the power she once did. That's when her desire reignites. A Stoic man knows that silence is not weakness, but strength. Indifference doesn't mean not caring. It means you're fully in control of your emotions and your life. When you detach yourself and focus on your own growth and well-being, she's left wondering if she made a mistake. And when she tries to re-enter your life, you won't care anymore. Why? Because you've already moved on. You've leveled up. You've become unreachable. This is the true power of Stoicism. It's not about making her regret. It's about evolving beyond her so that by the time she realizes her mistake, you're so far ahead that she no longer fits into your world. And that's a true victory. Not in trying to make her feel bad, but in becoming the best version of yourself, unshaken by her actions or decisions. Remember, he who controls himself controls others. This is the power you hold when you let go, when you trust in your own strength, and let indifference speak louder than words. So, my friend, if you're going through a difficult time, take a step back and focus on your growth. The Stoic life teaches us that true happiness comes from mastering ourselves, not from trying to manipulate others. Number 7. Attraction through detachment. Attraction through detachment is one of the greatest Stoic lessons a man can master. The moment you stop caring, you become magnetic. Most men believe attraction comes through pursuit, thinking if they try harder, prove their worth, or show they care, she'll return. But the blessing of Stoicism teaches otherwise. True attraction isn't created by effort, but by absence. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Women seek validation, and when you remove it, they start craving it. They wonder why you're not chasing, why you've moved on so easily. The paradox is simple. When you want her back, she feels no urgency, but when you genuinely detach, she feels the void. A Stoic man doesn't need her. He needs no one. And that's what makes him rare. Neediness repels. Indifference attracts. Epictetus reminds us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. A man who thrives without her becomes someone she regrets losing. When she finally realizes you've moved on, when she knows you no longer care, whether she regrets leaving or not, that's when she feels it. She lost something rare, and now she must live with that regret. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Do not waste yours waiting for someone who walked away." Embrace the blessing of Stoicism. Focus on your mission, and remember, true power is never needing her. Drop a comment below. Have you ever experienced the power of detachment? Let's talk. Number 8. The inevitable return. Why she comes back. She thought she was making the right choice. She thought the grass was greener. She thought you would always be waiting in the background, hoping for another chance. But now, she's starting to realize something. She was wrong. Because while she expected you to chase, to beg, to prove yourself, you did the opposite. You disappeared. You leveled up. You became unreachable. And now, she's feeling the weight of that decision. This is the inevitable return. It happens when a man truly detaches, when he stops reacting, when he stops needing, when he stops giving her any energy. Because the brutal truth is, women rarely regret losing a man immediately. They only regret it when they see what they lost. And that takes time. At first, she's distracted. The excitement of something new, the thrill of attention, the temporary high of believing she made the right move. But after the dust settles, after the novelty fades, after she realizes that her new situation isn't as perfect as she thought, that's when the regret sets in. And when she looks back at you, expecting to see the man she left behind, she sees someone entirely different. She sees a man who is thriving, a man who has upgraded his life in every way, a man who no longer wants her, no longer needs her, no longer even thinks about her. And that's what makes her spiral, because women are wired to desire what they can't have. And when she realizes that she can't have you anymore, that you've become someone she no longer has access to, she starts searching for a way back in. She'll test the waters, a random text, a casual, "How have you been?" a like on an old post. But here's where most men fail. They respond. They take the bait. They allow her back into their frame, hoping that this time will be different. But a Stoic man? He sees these tests for exactly what they are, a reaction to his indifference. She's not reaching out because she suddenly respects you. She's reaching out because your silence made her feel insecure. She wants to know if she still has power over you. But the moment you give her that validation, the game resets. And suddenly, she no longer feels like she lost you. She feels like you were just waiting for her to come back. And that's why the Stoic man does nothing. He remains indifferent. He doesn't react. He doesn't respond. He keeps moving forward because he understands one undeniable truth. Once a woman leaves, she has already made her decision. And a man of value does not allow someone to make the same mistake twice. She will come back. They always do. But by the time she does, you will have outgrown her. You will have become a man so far beyond who you used to be that she no longer fits into your life. And that will be her greatest regret. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. Her regret is my silence. That's why letting her go is ultimately your win. Stay strong and trust the process. If you found this video helpful, like, share, and subscribe. And if you have thoughts or questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Stay strong and keep your peace.